And, you know, to lose people like this, it's terrible.
It is, because our schools in Bowie are great. It's just having to deal with all of these, I'm not going to, well, I'd get beeped anyway, but have to deal with all of the craziness of this. I mean, it's just...
That was not bad craziness. I would
Well, I was trying to think, well, I was trying to think of a word that wasn't too strong, though, you know. I know it's cable, but it's not HBO cable.
Yeah, it's frivolous what they're doing.
I would love to see our school board district member, and I'd challenge him on the air, to come down here and explain this mess to us.
That would be wonderful.
That would be.
We'll go anywhere.
Do you think he would be able to find us?
Probably not. Well, he's got his limo driver.
The limo driver can find City Hall,
Right,
I think.
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice, because I think...
know that people have emailed him and gotten no response.
Oh, no response whatsoever. None whatsoever. I cannot remember the man having set foot in Bowie. I'm sure maybe during the election he may have popped in, but
maybe he was eating at Elliott's one day, or, you know, he might have stopped through Bowie.
I wouldn't know him if I stepped on him. I've known all the others.
But you wouldn't, yeah.
Some were good, some were bad. But nevertheless, I knew that. I wouldn't know this guy.
I'll send you a picture of him so you can see.
Oh, gee, thank you.
In case you run into him, or Aunt Agatha might run into him somewhere. So one of those all-you-can-eat buffets, maybe.
It's really a shame.
It is a shame. It's sad. It's sad. And I guess we're looking for answers now.
Yeah.
And
you and a lot of other parents. There is a good groundswell out there of frustration, I'm sure.
It's, yeah. Parents are angry and frustrated because we don't want to leave. You know, I love my neighborhood. I love my neighbors. I love our community. I love Bowie. But, you know, if we're going to be moved every 3 to 4 years, I don't know if I can handle that. I don't think my children can handle that.
Well, and our children deserve the same stability that the rest of the Bowie children get by, you know, having a school within walking distance. Just because we can't walk to a school, you know, that doesn't mean that they need to get bounced around, although I still think we should do our train school. You know, we're all on the railroad tracks.
Oh, yeah.
So, which, they're claiming that we are actually contiguous with Long Ridge, minus the stream and the railroad tracks, and the fact that there are no roads to get there. So even to get to, I mean, I back up to Long Ridge.
Okay.
And it's like 500 feet, 500 yards to my daughter's best friend's house. We have to go out the road and all the way around to get there.
Just send them across the tracks. They'll be fine.
Yeah, but we were considering maybe we would just like buy a train, have it come up to the house, pick up the kids, drive on to the next place, pick up the kids, and they can have school in the train, and then it can bring them back at the end of the day.
Now that's a revolutionary idea.
Yeah.
Yep. Since our community all is by the train tracks, that you know.
But you're on the other side of the tracks.
We are, literally. Mm-hmm. Literally.
That's right. We're on the other side of the tracks from pretty much every Bowie school. So.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I wouldn't be optimistic.
No, that's why I said we're pessimistically
I
optimistic. You know, it's...
I've seen stuff happen in this county that I thought I had seen it all. I really had. And lately, over the last 2 administrations in Upper Marlboro, I just can't believe it.
Well, we want an explanation because the reasons they've given us keep diminishing.
Yeah.
Started out with, say, 3 or 4 reasons that they needed to move us. It's dropped down to about 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And that reason doesn't even stand. I mean, saying you're over capacity, how do they know?
Oh, yeah.
Have they gone through the building? Have they checked what our student population is, our classroom population? They don't know whether or not we're over capacity because they don't even know how we're using our building.
Yeah.
And they're using a number that's not intended.
Do you ever see any of these people, or do they just do their calculations at their desk?
You know, I think that the actual employees at the county schools, you know, they're facing furloughs now, 10-day furloughs. I think that they're doing all that they can with the resources they have. I think it's just that the school board, they're not really making decisions that make sense. So, you know, even I think the employees are doing what they can, and we've received a lot of help and guidance from employees. But when it comes to the school board, they just we don't want to deal with you.
Watching that school board in action, it was almost Kafkaesque. I mean, it's just, I can't believe these people are there.
We've gotten a lot of information from the Maryland Department of Planning, and that's who makes who creates the state-rated capacity. And basically what I was told by the woman there was that as of 2009, July 2009, Rockledge's SRC, which is the state-rated capacity, had been updated, and that Whitehall and Northview, basically she said, we don't know what your SRC is, they need to be recalculated. But they only have someone who does it part-time in the fall, I believe, because they have another job. So they can only do so many at a time. So basically they did some of the Bowie schools, and then next year, and it even says on the school board website, data that is used to make these decisions would be student population and capacity, data subject to change.
I'm surprised they even
exactly
have a
the same
webpage.
thing.
I know.
Yeah, it says right there, you know, some capacities will change because they are currently being reviewed. Wouldn't a responsible adult make sure that you had your facts straight? I mean, if you see that this school right here is completely overpopulated, you go check it out. Well, Dr. Height went and checked it out. He visited the kindergarten rooms and the first grade rooms, and that was it.
And then he left.
And he didn't.
Gee.
Yeah.
He probably had an important lunch date.
His driver was waiting.
His driver was waiting.
They had to be up at the Four Seasons. So.
Yeah.
But what's funny is, speaking of, you know, our notorious Representative Owen Johnson, one of our parents went to the actual vote for the boundary. And she was sitting there, and he was up at the front. Everyone else is listening to the speakers. He's on his laptop, probably on Facebook, maybe friending Aunt Agatha. And he looked at a woman in the crowd, and he says, "Nice hat." This is while they are talking about Whitehall and the other 4 schools that are going to be voted on.
Are you serious?
He could care less.
Obviously.
He might have had a crossword puzzle up there too, I don't know. But she basically said that he had nothing to do with the meeting. So.
Well, ladies, we're coming to the wrap.
Well, thanks for having us.
By. No, you know, having you, I have to tell you, has left me in a very irritable mood. But you know, it's nothing I don't know. I've been watching this stuff for decades, and the government has got progressively worse in this county. And you guys have provided a perfect example, and it isn't the only example.
Sure.
It goes on and on and on and all over the place. Well, let's let people see this show. Let's get it around. Let's make sure that people know. Maybe they'll get indignant enough to vote these idiots out of office.
Think about who you're voting for and email them. I mean, they need to hear from, and not just about Whitehall, they need to hear that we're not happy with the way they're treating our children.
These are our children, exactly. And that's the ultimate. Oh, anyway.
Yes, I know.
Well, I hope our readers, hope our viewers have enjoyed this show. It will be up tonight. Well, it doesn't make much sense to say that because it's not going to be on TV for 2 weeks, but it will be out there. And thank you very much. And I thank both of you ladies for coming in and sharing this. You've been great guests.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you again.
Great.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Good night, all.